Hey, I am TC, your girlfriend, not girlfriend, and the most honest F buddy you've never had. Today's topic: how to propose a friends with benefits relationship without making it weird. Let's get into it. The first thing you want to do is create a pressure free environment. Not anywhere where you guys are kind of rushed, you got some place to be, or they're stressed in general, you're stressed in general. Make sure this environment is very comfortable. Maybe on one of those chill days when they're over and you guys are watching a show, you're not around other people. It's just an environment just for the two of you that you feel very comfortable in. Because if you're in an environment that you're not as comfortable in, or not in the right mind state, or they're not in the right mind state, it can cause them to feel put off by proposing such a, I would say, oddly enough, still taboo kind of relationship. The next thing I would do is definitely mention how much you value your friendship. So don't make it all like weird, like this dun 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 conversation that you're about to have with this person, and you're like,
me and you have been friends for so long, and I just want to let you know that I really value our friendship. You've always been a great person to me.
don't do that, because then it's starting to sound like you have bad news. You're proposing something great, so keep the energy nice and light and playful and fun. When you're mentioning the value of you all's friendship, and this is crazy because I never really had to do the proposing friends with benefits type situation. Not even receive. I didn't even receive that. It was kind of like a natural thing that we kind of moved in. So this is a little bit of new terrain for me. But just being like, yo, I really enjoy hanging with you. You a cool person. Like, you're a really cool person. You see? And that is like guard down. They feeling good about themselves. Like, oh, okay, I'm a cool person. Where is this going? More compliments, please. And then you can kind of ease in what you're proposing. Maybe you can say something like, you've always been like really attractive to me. I'm not really in a space for a relationship now, and I don't know where you are, and definitely let me know, but I always found you really attractive. So, okay, that's not a friends with benefits proposal. You just you easing in right now. You filling out the vibe. Are they going for it? Are they eating it up? Or are they just like, okay, I guess, all right? All right, now let's say they're eating it up, right? Then you can be like, I know for me, I'm not in any type of space to consider something long-term. That's just not where my mind is right now. And I don't know where your mind is right now, but if you're open to it, I would really like to be maybe friends with benefits or something. Nice and chill. I'm not saying that's how you have to say it. And I'm kind of going in for how maybe like a dude should say it. A female, we really don't have to tap dance as much. It's kind of more like, I think you cute. So is you trying to fuck or not? But a guy cannot say that. It's not gonna go for you well, guys. Don't do that. No, that's more for the females. But cool, like go in nice and chill, right? And when you do that and you kind of getting a read on how they respond, if it's anything on the positive side or like teetering on that side of consideration, definitely explain what that looks like to you and solicit their feedback. So that's the next step. What does friends with benefits look like to you? Doesn't mean you guys hang out to the same capacity you're hanging out now. Doesn't mean you hang out a little bit more. Doesn't mean you do more one-on-one activities, because most of your activities are with the rest of your friends around you guys. What does it look like? How does it look different besides the added benefit of sex? How does it look different from what you guys are engaged in right now? Explain that, lay out that roadmap, because it's going to give that person an insight into where your mind is. How do you see your friendship going from this level to that level? And the last thing I would say to make sure you do is discuss the end game. So with my first friends with benefits situation, it started off with, we was hot and heavy, we was ready to go. And right before we started, he grabbed my ponytail and he was like, we tell no one about this. And I was ready to go. So I was like, yeah, fine, we tell nobody. Now, right? That was our intention, but 7.5 years later, of course, we were not the only two to know about our friends of benefits situation, and it was only not visible to people we didn't want it to be visible to, but that was about it. That was our little rules right then and there. And then the end game, right, was right after we finished, we chatted and we were like, no matter how this goes, we still need to be able to remain friends. Honestly, that's the most important thing to me here. We still need to be able to do that. Now, of course, everybody says that because if you have a great friendship now, you don't want it to end because you guys started having sex. But for me and my first F buddy, we didn't really need to say much past that. It was understood because of the kind of relationship that we had already, the type of friendship we had. It was understood that we meant that, and we would have been able to keep to that. I think if there's any ambiguity to how you guys' friendship could go, specify what you want in the end and how you want things to go when it ends and what is super important to you. I know that naturally you're going to say the friendship is super important to me, but if that person is an overly emotional person, I think it's worth specifying try to remain super rational and understanding with one another however this ends. Whatever, I mean, that's just my little words, but however you want to word it to emphasize whatever you want to maintain after this ends. If it is you guys going on these elaborate friend excursions or, I don't know, friend hikes, whatever. Let's say you guys both hike with a group of friends. If this ends, I don't want to stop hiking with you. I don't want either one of us to not feel comfortable hiking with the group, right? That's very specific to maybe a certain couple's or a certain friends of benefits relationship. So just how you want it to end is important to specify in the beginning, because when emotions are more in play and certain things occur, it is that initial conversation, those initial things that you mentioned as important that you're going to fall back on as things are ending. Well, that about does it. That is all I have to say on that topic. As always, if you have any additional questions or you want me to give you more specifics about how my friends with benefits relationships started, definitely feel free to ask in the comments. I love answering, I don't mind. But that's all I have to say, guys. Until the next video, be free, have fun, be safe, and enjoy.